Today's video is all about how to practice improvisation, especially on solos and on soloing. Alright, so how do we practice improvisation? The most useful tool, for me at least, has been the use of backing tracks. And with backing tracks, I feel like that's the best way, because the goal is to be able to improvise while playing with others. So backing tracks are a really great way to simulate the situation of playing with other people. You can find them super easy nowadays because YouTube is filled with different kind of backing tracks. You can just pick your key and type it in there, like A minor backing track, and a whole bunch of options comes there. Another way to utilize the idea of backing tracks is to use a looper effect. So for example, I use the Kemper's built-in looper, and with that I can play whatever backing lines with the guitar and then practice improving on those. If you don't have a looper, then you could just record yourself with your smartphone or whatever. Record something for your backing track, then play over that. Okay, so once you know how to get your backing track, if it's YouTube or recording yourself or using a looper as I do, then you must choose what key you want to practice on. So for example, if you want to practice how to solo over an F minor blues pentatonic, so this is in D standard, so F minor pentatonic scale would be somewhere here. Okay, so you have decided to play in that key. Then you need to find a backing track that's played in that key. So once again, you're on YouTube and you're like, okay, F minor backing tracks. Or if you're using a looper or recording yourself, just play something in that key, and then you're ready to go. And backing tracks, they can be like complete song structures, or they can be as simple as one note runs with the guitar. Your backing track could be like that's a great backing track to start with. But as you get more comfortable with the idea and stuff you can play and come up with, then you could use more complex backing tracks, and those can be found on YouTube quite easily. In this example, I'm gonna use the Kemper's looper. So let's take an example of a super simple backing track. The root note is G, and we could go like a as simple as that. So okay, I'll make my backing track with the looper now. There you go. Let's assume I'm a beginner and all I know is the first box of the pentatonic scale. So if I only know that one box, then I could be trying to play my improv only using the notes found there. So something like this. And if you're just like starting to play or practice improvisation, and you're kind of like you don't know how to come up with melodies or how to apply licks or anything like that, then an easy way to start would be just playing rhythmic patterns. So let's use our simple backing track here. So basically, I could start with just strumming with my right hand and making some accents. Okay, I'll pick the root note. Alright? And then once that starts to feel comfortable, try adding whatever melodies or licks you already know. So like doesn't have to be complex. The control is the key. Like play stuff that you know you're gonna be able to play. Don't try to overdo yourself. Alright, then we're getting comfortable with that. Let's move that same idea to different notes on the pentatonic box that we already know. And then once you're more comfortable, start adding more stuff. Yeah, so use the shapes and the boxes that you know and you're comfortable with. And then second thing I feel like is super important is always try to play with 100% control. So don't be playing too fast and sloppy, because that's not what you want to practice. You want to practice playing, sounding good, you know. Yeah, so usually that means slow tempos. And I feel like slow tempo should be also on the backing track, because if the backing track is fast, you can of course still play slow stuff, but it helps if the backing track is slow as well. But while trying to play only with 100% control, you should never be like afraid to play mistakes. Because I feel like when I'm improvising, if I play a mistake, then I'm like, okay, what was it? And I will try to play it again, the stuff that I tried to play. And then once I figure it out, I will play it maybe 10 times. And by doing that, I learn this new lick, and it's part of my arsenal after that. So recognize the mistakes and stop and play that thing again and play it like 10 times. Okay, there's some ideas, and for me the most important thing is really listening to myself and the backing track, and identifying the stuff that I like and repeating them and also altering them. So if I come with a lick like this, and I like it, then I want to move this idea to different places. So moving that idea that you liked and know how to play to different places, trying to find different feels for the same thing, that's really good way to practice the fretboard really, and overall flow of your improvisation. And also consistency is key to everything. So for me at least, I do this every day. And to really practice your improvisation, you should always alter the backing tracks. So try to find different tempos, different tones, different rhythms, all kinds of stuff, and try to get comfortable playing to anything, and different keys, majors, minors. You don't even have to know music theory. All you need to do is listen, and theory helps to set a starting point on where to start trying, but you don't really need it. All you need is your ears and the skill to recognize what you like, and then practice those. There you go. So improvisation is super fun once you get used to it, so do it every day, and don't be like afraid to play mistakes, but still try to play with control. So slow things down, play in the style that you're comfortable with the shapes and licks that you're comfortable with, and then gradually move out to experiment with them, and moving the ideas around the fretboard. And don't worry if you play some note and it sounds like shit, because it doesn't matter. Then you know that's shit. But also, if it sounds like interesting and weird, keep playing that note and try to find, like, is there something I can use this for? Do it every day. Thanks for watching. Until next time.